Good morning students from class 6. This is our second video from civics chapter 4. The name of the chapter is key features of a democratic government. In this video we are going to discuss here about long answer questions. The first question is, what are the factors that make a democratic government successful? The factors that make a democratic government successful are: the first one is participation of people. The participation of people is an integral feature of a democracy. The people participate through elections. People, they can elect their government for a certain period of time. This certain period of time is only called as the term of the government or tenure. The next factor is right to freedom. Right to freedom mentions the freedom of speech, religion, movement, professions, expressions. They can adopt any religion, can move anywhere within the territory of India. Means in India is the best example of a democratic government where citizens are guaranteed the right to freedom by the Constitution of India. In India, people are free to take any profession, they can move anywhere within the country, they can follow any religion, they can choose, they can follow any religion of their own choice, as well as express their views without any fear in a public meeting or through media. So this is only called as the right to freedom. Next is equality and justice. Equality and justice means it states that political democracy is meaningless unless it is accompanied by the economic equality and social justice. According to equality and justice, it states that there should be no discrimination on the basis of race, caste, religion, sex, or economic background, gender, etc. In India, in Indian Constitution, it is mentioned under Article 14 and 15 that every citizen is equal before law. Every citizen is equal before law. So what Article 14 it says? Article 14 it says that according to our Constitution, it guarantees that every person is equal before the law and equal protected, and equal protection also, equal protection of law within the territory of India. Means everyone is equal in front of law. They should not feel any discrimination. And Article 15 it says that the Constitution does not allow any discrimination on the ground of sex, caste, place of birth, economic background, and gender, etc. Next question is next is resolving conflicts. Resolving conflicts is the foremost duty of a democratic government. Conflict takes place when the peoples of different castes, religions, region, or economic background, their ideas, their thoughts are not matched. They disagree with each other and they feel discriminated against. So this is called resolving conflict, and it is based on the caste, religion, status, etc. Due to this conflict, it creates disturbance in the society if it not resolved by the people, it not resolved by the government. The next question is discuss how citizens can contribute to the success of a democracy. So citizens can contribute to the success of democracy in the following ways. The first one is the key role of citizen in democracy is to participate in public life. The first one is says that the participation of people participation is one of the important factor to make this democracy successful. Next one is says that citizens have an obligation to become informed about the public issues, to watch carefully how their political leaders and representatives use their powers and to express their opinion and interest. Citizens, they should be vigilant, they should be alert and vigilant. Okay, they should be alert and vigilant for the functioning of the government. They should watch carefully how their political leaders and their representatives, they use their powers and to express their public opinions and interest also. Well-informed media, alert and vigilant citizens act as a watchdog in a democracy. Next we can see how are conflicts resolved in a democracy. Give two examples. So conflicts in a democracy, it is the major duty of the government to resolve the conflicts timely occurring due to religion. It is the duty of the government to resolve the conflict which occurs due to the religion, due to the caste, due to the economic background, regions or status. So the government should resolve conflict of the aggregate group of people through dialogue and discussions and negotiations. As for example, we can see to solve the Kaveri water dispute, government set up tribunal to find a long-lasting solutions. Next question is, no system of government is perfectly okay. They have some advantages and some disadvantages. Find out the drawback associated with the democracy and write about them. Horse question. So it is true that no system of government is either democratic or monarchical. It's totally perfect, because every system has some advantage and some disadvantage also. Advantage and some disadvantages. Advantages we can see because democratic government is better than any other form of government, where people have right to choose our representatives. People have right to choose our representatives. Even people have right to, if they are not satisfied with the functioning government, they can change the government in the next election also. Second advantage is that the democratic government improve the quality of decisions making, because it is based on consultations, meeting and discussions also. And the disadvantages means it has no scope for morality, because democracy is all about political compositions and power play. Democracy means the power of the people, where power lies in the hand of the people. So in the democracy there has no scope for morality. Next one, it involves so many people in consultations and discussion, it leads to delay in discussion making. Next question is mentioning in two measures to check the declining sex ratio in India. We know that women in India face discrimination right from the birth. The birth of girl is considered a burden by the parents. So in India, decline in the sex ratio can be checked by the adopting the following measures. The first one is ban on female infanticide, and the second one is awareness programs. There is a decline in sex ratio because of the preference for male child over the female child. Even the literacy rate among the women is only 54% as compared to 76% in men. So our government has launched one scheme in 2008. That scheme is called Ladli scheme. The government of India introduced the Ladli scheme to promote the interest of girl child. The next question is discuss the role of media in strengthening democracy. So newspaper, magazines, radio and TV channels, it plays an important role in keeping the government informed about people pleasures and displeasures. Through social media platform means people also make the use of media to voice their grievances. They can use social media platform. They can raise their voice against the government by using the social media platform also. Radio televisions present a direct relay broadcast and interview with the ministers, views of the candidate contesting elections and the manifestos of the political parties. This proves to be a very effective media for the illiterate masses. Cinemas also highlight the social economic problems in our society which were faced by the society, and it creates awareness among the peoples. So all this keeps the spirit of democracy alive in a country, and well-informed, alert and vigilant citizens can act as a watchdog in a democracy, So these are the other method to protest against the functioning of the government. So this is all for today's students. Thank you and have a nice day.